Why has an America First ideology reemerged in the United States?
Well, I think that it's a backlash against globalization. I think it's the greater concentration of wealth at the top has made people in the lower classes more miserable, so they're more disgruntled and lashing out, and they also are tired of misbegotten adventures abroad. They see us squandering a lot of blood and treasure places like Iraq and Afghanistan, and they think that money should be spent to improving lives at home. So that's why the message of America First is very appealing to a lot of people.
How does the current America First movement mirror that of the 1920s and 30s?
Well, this is what I found fascinating in my research. The United States in 1919 was coming out of a terribly tragic and awful war. 50,000 Americans had lost their lives in the last year of World War I, with horrible scenes of toxic gas and mass killings. And a lot of these images and stories came back to the American people and totally revolts them against going back and getting involved again in Europe. So I think that they ended up electing a very isolationist Congress that went on to impose anti-immigration legislation and protectionist policies, which is very similar to what we see in the anti-America First movement of the Trump administration. Anti-immigration and protectionist policies.
What is the impact of America First on Europe?
Well, I think Europe feels that this is a total break of 70 years of American leadership under 6 Democrats, 6 Republicans, each of whom said American leadership in Europe is vital to America's interests and should be the cornerstone of our foreign policy. Now we're saying, well, we don't think we should be so heavily involved in Europe. We don't consider Europe that essential to our foreign policy. So suddenly the Europeans receive this as saying Americans are turning inward, turning away from us, and we will be left on our own. And so there's a sense verging on, wouldn't say panic yet, but it could become panic, that without the Americans to provide a security shield for them, they will be left on their own, and they are at a loss as to how to provide it.